We know each other. He's a friend from work.
Hell yes, I get to ride the dragon.
What the hell's wrong with you people? I know Kung Fu.
Tank, you want to switch? No, I'm good. I got it.
Stay down! I could do this all day.
If you had to transform into one mythical creature and then get married to a different mythical creature.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Maximum effort. How about a magic trick?
HR.
Not an animal.
HR. Is HR?
Somebody call HR down here.
That man is playing Galaga.
Ab crunches.
Yeah, ab crunches. Welcome to the Nerds from Work, your weekly escape into the world of geeks, nerds, and hobos sitting around a fire, eating beans, jumping trains. Because all homeless people do it.
They do.
All
Jump trains for real?
That's how they go places.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, they're train jumpers, and they all eat beans and bread.
Dude, there was a video of a recent train jumper that got on a train from Mexico or something and came to Portland. It's fucking wild, dude.
Did you have a beer with him?
Yeah,
You
no,
also have to buy his beer, obviously.
He was camping in the back of this train.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ahead of time, I want to just say that since I was eating beans, in case you see me mute my mic, you know what's going on.
Yeah. So, yeah. Cliches or tropes, because that's an argument that can be had. But before we do that,
Cheers.
I thought Brandon had a noise. That's waiting on Brandon. Brandon, you played it. There it is. You played it up like you had a noise to make.
Ding!
Let me reach off screen.
No, I have a growler, so I can't open. That's the only light beer I have is in a growler.
Is a what?
A growler
Is the only light beer? Is that what you
That's
said?
the only beer I have in the house.
Oh, I think you said that's the only light beer because I don't drink regular beer when I do this shit. Only light beer. Yeah. So this week we're getting into a little bit because I'm just tired of seeing it. So I thought it would make a good topic, and it's filler episode because San Diego Comic-Con was last week. So before we get into it, Tank, what have you been up to?
Yeah, so I went and saw Lion King 2 hours ago.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great.
What did you think about no facial reaction? No expressions on the animals' faces?
I mean, so the what made up for it is their eyes. The way they did their eyes was incredible.
But my argument is animals don't have fucking facial expressions. Real animals don't.
Real animals don't speak English.
Well, I know that, but if you see the movie, they took out all the cartoony shit.
Yeah.
There's no huge flowers in the Serengeti.
Is cartoony.
Huh?
But
They can talk.
They trained the
cartoony.
lions to talk. They trained a lion to talk like Childish Gambino.
yeah, it was great. No, his singing in the movie was incredible. I mean, I like his music, but his stuff is very off center, and so it's very eclectic. So I wish
Childish Gambino.
I know, but his voice is incredible.
He's an alien, right? Isn't he?
You should look up Donald Glover like a version.
A version.
Yeah, he does a cover of another song. It's where people do a cover of a song as their version of it. I can't remember the song, the name of the song, but it's fucking amazing. It's the best song he's ever done, ever. And it's live on a radio show.
That
That's
can't be
dope.
true. That can't be
Dude, it really is.
Lost in You.
Sweatpants, hands down, his best.
No, this isn't a rap, dude. This is him singing falsetto, the best falsetto you've ever heard. Bring it to you.
Anyway,
It's so good.
But yeah, and then last thing, The Lion King is Timon and Pumbaa were my favorite part of that whole movie. Those two were fucking hilarious. So.
yo, Seth Rogen killed that role.
Yo, dude, he slayed it. And as soon as they cast him, I was like, that is the perfect voice for Pumbaa. So
Yeah.
I was down.
Aside from the original, of course.
Sure.
I don't know this. So when you see it and you see Pumbaa, he's not cute. He's very ugly.
Yeah, he really is.
And then when you hear Seth Rogen's voice come out of his mouth, you're like, that fits.
Well, even now, I haven't seen the regular Lion King for forever. Seth Rogen already is the voice of Pumbaa in my mind because that's what Pumbaa looks like. Pumbaa looks like Seth Rogen's voice.
Yeah.
Like that's what it looks like. And I don't remember the original Pumbaa voice, but Seth Rogen has a very distinct voice. So
I'm
like,
actually happy that Seth Rogen is able to capitalize on that mental image that he just evokes in people. Because, like, if you see this show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Jerry Seinfeld,
yeah,
he has all these guys on his show, and he had Seth Rogen on, and the car he picks for each person is supposed to be tailored to them. The car he got for Seth Rogen, if you guys have seen the Blues Brothers, is one of those old beat-up 1970s police.
That's awesome.
Like, he came on and took one look at it and goes, "Ah!"
That's great.
That's perfect. You know, like,
I saw that was on Netflix. I need to watch it.
yeah,
it's a
fun.
good show.
It's this past weekend, actually.
You like Jerry Seinfeld, Comedians in Cars is a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. The only thing they missed was Seth Rogen as Pumbaa and just Gordon-Levitt as Timon. I thought that would have been cool.
That would have been great.
I mean, you can't win them all, right?
Yeah.
Rue, what have you been up to, dude?
I've actually been trying to get caught up on some stuff. Like, I have this list of movies for 2019 I haven't seen. Well, I was supposed to see all year. I started at the beginning, and the ones that we're missing were Pikachu and Men in Black.
Movie Breakers 4000.
Right. So,
Dude, Pokemon was good. Pikachu was good.
The point is, I hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
And one of the guys from my office in the Netherlands showed up, and he wanted to see some movies. And hey, he watches movies illegally through this link. I'm like, what link? And he gives me the thing. I'm like, oh.
And we don't talk about that here. So
Anyway,
Have you
so
met
I
me?
can't ever get sponsors that way.
Yeah, they're never gonna know.
That's gonna be the thing that stops it.
Yeah, they're gonna go through all our back episodes to see what I said, and then fire me when we've got so big and famous. Like, yeah. Anyway, so I saw that. I also saw Men in Black.
You can't ever work for Disney.
Yeah, well, can still dream, right? I saw Men in Black, and I was surprised how bland it felt.
Really? Yeah. See, I felt like the actor, like they picked great actors, but I knew the story wasn't gonna be there.
Yeah, I mean,
What, the fourth one?
Yeah.
I mean, not even that. Like, there's like one of the tropes is where you cast a well-known actor as the good guy who's obviously going to turn into the bad guy. Like, after a while, I was like, this is
movie, dick.
The what?
You were that worried about that about Men in Black.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Yeah.
Brandon and I had it on our list of things to watch while cuddled up under a blanket eating popcorn together.
Yeah, I love Men in Black.
Oh yeah. Also, I got caught up on some comic books, Immortal Hulk and Naomi, and some other new stuff. Have you guys seen the Powers of X or read the Powers? Well, I know Tank hasn't seen it. The new X-Men.
I've seen where they're announcing. I haven't read it.
Right.
It's supposed to be like one of the strongest X-Men stories.
Yeah, Hickman's good. Jonathan Hickman did it.
Jonathan Hickman's
really great. It's interesting. Like, it's a whole new bright world. I'm curious to see where they go with it. But that's been my week, getting caught up in stuff.
Cool.
Yo, B, what have you been up to?
I finally got to play the Switch.
That's tight.
Yeah, I've only really played Super Smash Brothers though. I actually got into how fighting games work, I guess.
Yeah, dude, that's a deep hole, bro. And Smash is totally
every character's so different.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying Smash as a fighting game is totally different because
It's very difficult.
I got into Injustice super deep.
Yeah.
And it gets to a point where you're timing, okay, I know that this move is this many frames, and I know that this move is this many frames.
Yeah.
So if I do this move, I can beat him out every single time. And it gets to this weird.
Yeah.
It's split-second decision making.
Yeah.
I've never played Smash.
I'm definitely not that good, but it gets to the point where to an extent you have to think about that type of strategy to get through early stages in the game.
Oh wow.
I was fighting one of the bosses that took me I was fighting him for 2 days. I was like, what the fuck? So I had to change characters and then just spam 2 attacks with a different character because I was online and they're yeah, this setup that they have for this level, you can't beat them because they have things called spirits, which give you like different powers. So it's like, yeah, you could beat this actual fighter probably, but how they have this one set up with these different spirits that like boost defense or boost like you couldn't hit them with like a ranged attack or something like that. Like ranged attacks don't work on that character. It was like, yeah, it basically is like the most beefed up version of this character you could ever get. So figure it out. It's very difficult, but like also fun because like it forces you to use other characters and not by being like, choose the next character to go through their story. It's just like choose whatever the fuck you want, but we've made the villains difficult enough to where it's going to force you to choose. Like you can't be Mario every single time because like we made this character specifically to be like anti-Mario, basically.
That's cool.
I think that a lot of fighting games are getting into that because if you're competitive, like Injustice does that, where it's like, oh, you have to. In the story mode, you don't even get to choose who you are. Like it leads like a comic book.
Okay.
Like you play whoever's on screen. So you have to learn all the different types, but to be competitive in those kind of games, like you have to have like your team. So like if you choose one person, I have to make a decision based off of who you chose.
Right.
Yeah.
So the character I always play may not work against Mario, but
you have to have like a good like
exactly
three characters or something.
Right.
Yoshi's that shit though.
Firestorm, Blue Beetle, Robin.
Yeah.
Boom. Injustice 2. Love that.
Yes, I played that some. I started drawing on an iPad, which is very, very different, but really fun and really cool to try to figure out. So I'm excited for that. That's kind of it. All my other like stuff has kind of been work stuff, I think. I bought my tickets to Dragon Con. There you go.
Sweet.
Well, not
tickets to Dragon Con, or you bought your tickets, your flight?
Yeah, I bought my flight.
Oh. So Dragon Con is still
money to get into Dragon Con anymore. That shit's expensive.
Yeah, right.
All the flights like got jacked up in price because the problems with all the airplanes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was also supposed to be in Alabama like the end of this like Thursday or something.
Yeah.
A flight to Birmingham was like $900 or something.
Jesus.
Like 2 weeks ago. Because the only types of planes going to Birmingham at the time were the ones that were having all those issues.
You think that would be cheaper?
Huh? No. So airlines like pulled those off the line, so then they're spreading their fleet thinner. So now they had to jack up to make the money back. I think Delta was the only one that didn't have that type of airplane out of all of the companies.
Wow.
But then now they're able to like jack their price up too because everybody else is. But like, the cheapest tickets I got were freaking Delta tickets. So
you could get cheaper tickets. Apparently, if you go to Spirit Airlines, you can just sneak into the baggage claim.
They didn't even have a flight to Atlanta.
No, if you're a small child, you can just boop right in the baggage claim.
Well, I would have to have like a connecting flight.
You didn't see that in the news?
Yeah, I saw him like go through the bag.
Yeah, the little 6-year-old's like, and he like went all the way through the baggage at the airport.
I like pulled him off
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Had a broken arm at the end. Kid was trying to get that fucking free flight. His mom was like, go.
He had a broken arm? I didn't read the thing. I just watched the video. He had a broken arm?
Yeah, it broke his arm and a couple scratches. But, I mean, a broken arm is a small price to pay for a free flight. You know?
It's probably more expensive than the flight.
Definitely more expensive.
And they wanted to blame the airline, and I'm just sitting there going, that's bad parenting. Like, to get on that, you have to go behind the ticket counter. Like, where the fuck were this kid's parents?
Yo, for real.
And like in the video, he's just like by himself looking around, looking over there. It's like,
and it's behind the counter. Like I was watching it, and my girls were watching it with me, and they're like, "Oh," I was like, "If you ever," and they're like, "No," and I thought about it, and I was like, "No, you're right," because when we go places, I treat them like dogs.
Yeah.
I'm like, stand right here.
Yeah.
Don't move. Don't go anywhere.
Hell yeah.
It's like, oh, he's so mean. Well, my kid doesn't end up on a fucking conveyor belt.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So I have been working on getting my book published. So that is fun. And now I am writing with real deadlines and real editors and shit like that. But I talked to Naru about my idea this weekend, and it had the Naru seal of approval.
Nice.
I was like, oh, that's a good idea. Today, on Twitter, they announced a new series called Tommy Guns and Wands, or Tommy Gun Magicians, or something like that. Tommy Gun Wizards, something.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And basically, it's like, I'm writing this. I've got a full thing worked out. And Naru's like, I've never heard of this before. And now they're doing it.
Wow.
A different time period. But I'm just like, wow, what the fuck?
Day late and a dollar short.
Every single fast
I'm not even a day late. Like, I'm writing it. But it was like, it's so weird because Naru, the guy that knows so much stuff, literally said, Jason, I've never seen anything like this. And I was like, awesome. Great. And yeah, Wednesday.
I was blown away.
Go pick up Tommy Guns and Wands or whatever it's called.
It's probably a pornographic magazine. So.
Yeah, you wish.
Fuck, man.
I felt so bad for Jason in that moment. More bad than I've ever felt. I'm like, what the hell? How many times have you heard of people who think, oh, I wasted time on my idea for months, and then finally somebody else did something? He's not wasting time. He's literally writing it. He's already got a publisher looking at it.
Tommy Guns and Pickles.
Boom.
Don't worry, the editors will look at it and be like, all right, change these 6 words. Now it's completely...
I had my first interaction with editors this week.
I love editors.
Dude, I was looking at it and I was like, doesn't even make any damn sense. I'm a fucking renegade.
Editors.
I'm going to send it in, the final copy. They're going to be like, what the fuck is this? We told you that this doesn't work. Yeah, but fuck you and your rules. Well, fuck you and your book. See you later. Shit.
Someone wrote it already anyway. So.
Shit. Like, damn it. I was so pissed.
I mean, it's annoying, man, because you come out with your stuff and then people are going to be like, yeah, you came out with this because you saw that.
Yeah.
And
but
then
no. Check the dates, bro. Check the dates.
You're going to go online and prove that you actually did see it.
Yeah.
That's literally everything in like my job.
I know, right?
That's what it used to be. I would
Tommy Guns and Wands.
Yeah. Well, I would like come up with an idea and be like, oh, see, someone did this. This is a better way to do it. No one's ever done it this way. I'm going to do this. Then the amount of time it takes to like get product made, go through all the checks and balances and stuff. Then like someone comes out with it. When yours is like, you're about to go pitch it to people, it gets launched by someone else. And you're like, sick. And then everybody's like, look, they immediately copied them. This shoe came out like 1 month after that other shoe came out. And it's like, it takes like 2 years to make a shoe. So obviously I didn't see their idea. But that's not how consumers view things.
Right.
Yeah. I was just
movies.
like,
movies are like that too. Like you'll see a movie and then like the same movie what was that dating movie?
Friends with Benefits and No Strings Attached.
Yeah, and everybody's like, they just copied them so hard. It's like they came out like a week apart or something. Like there's they might have talked to each other and stolen the idea or something. That could have happened. But also like they were making them at the exact same time.
Right.
The worst ones and the one that I regret, Paul Blart Mall Cop and Observe and Report. Those came out about 1 month from each other. Kevin James was such a big name at the time. I was like, oh, Paul Blart, I'll see that. Terrible fucking movie.
Yeah, they're really good.
Terrible. Observe and Report, one of my favorite comedy movies of all time.
I've never even seen that. I've never even heard of that.
Me neither.
Awesome.
But to be fair, there are times when, obviously, I mean, there are times when, you know, one party is copying the other. They just try to rush it to market first. Like,
oh, yeah, for sure. It's called Skechers.
And Bug's Life.
Oh, yeah. Seth Rogen.
Yeah. Right.
Literally, Skechers' whole company, like, business model is based on that.
Really?
Each shoe they come out with has a budget line item based on lawsuits.
That's funny.
Yeah, lawsuits are budgeted into the shoe.
Wow.
So if they don't get sued, they're making profit.
Then they make money. Yeah. if they get sued, then they like break even. So like it works out, and that's how they're like super. They're like the number 3 like shoe company or something in sales. Something ridiculous.
Yeah, no, they really are.
That's great.
They had like the top running shoe I think of the year, and
So you're
running.
basically saying Skechers' business model is
that
sketchy.
bottle up.
Is that what you're saying, Brandon?
What size is this thing?
It's the tall boy, so
40.
Brandon, look
It's
at
a
that big
pint.
thing there. He's overcompensating for something, obviously.
No, so I don't
Sorry,
have
what? Sorry, what?
All I have
Sorry, what?
is what's that, Mick Ultra in the fridge, and I wanted something else, and the wife was going to the grocery store to get a candy bar. So I was like, just get me one of the single beers, because I just need one for tonight, and that's what she came home with. So I was like, dope, I'll drink it.
So she's passing you a message. All right, cool.
Your wife is continuing your alcoholism.
Yep.
Very well. You're an alcoholic.
So Skechers is sketchy.
So,
and
okay,
that's a subliminal message.
That's
Got
so
it.
funny.
This week, we're going to talk. Actually, it kind of ties in with what we were just talking about.
Everything right.
Yeah, tropes. And seeing too much of one thing, the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. But I was actually reminded of this topic because we were going to have on the Blazing Defender Report.
Blazing Defender.
And he told me that I should watch the new Amazon Prime show, The Boys. And then Naru told me, hey, you should watch The Boys.
I need to.
Naru, when you left, I turned on The Boys.
Is it good?
Verbatim, words out of my wife's mouth. What is this? Oh, it's a show I want to watch. What is it about? It's a superhero show, but it's not a superhero show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to read my book because I'm not going to watch this. Okay, into the first episode. So, do you want me to pop some popcorn, or are we going to you want to stay down here?
Yo, is
or
it
you
that
wanna
good?
Go to the room and watch? Or she's actually mad at me because we didn't get to finish the last episode, and I'm in here instead of finishing the last.
Finishing the.
Oh, she's pissed.
So you're in episode 7. I'm in 6.
Yeah, no, we are one away from the end, and we're like, oh, fuck. Like, what is happening right now?
Damn,
And it's such a good show, and I love the angle that they take. Tank, have you started watching?
No, I need to. The trailer looks. Watching that speedster dude splatter through that girl on the street was fucking crazy.
It is fucking amazing.
So,
Brandon,
yeah.
have you started it? Okay. You guys got to watch it.
Kurt's watched it, so I definitely need
We've
Of course
like
Kurt has watched it.
we've been trying to finish Sherlock for like fucking 3
Dude,
weeks.
we haven't even finished Stranger Things. We have one episode of Stranger Things season 3 left. Didn't even finish that. We started watching The Boys.
Yeah, we didn't even start.
And you got one episode of
We're
that.
like super far behind and shit.
But The Boys basically, Brandon, see, I think you would like it because they're anti-heroes.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
they're
he
not-
absolutely will like it. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Please.
Brandon's gonna love it because
Love it.
the
I
main
love
guy,
the bad guy.
he's like a normal guy.
Yeah.
And then, like Tank was saying, like he's talking to his girlfriend. His girlfriend's like perfect. And then, like she's like, "All right, let's go out to eat." And she leans back, and when she does, you just hear, and then like you see these spots show up on his face, and then it's like slow mo, and he gets covered. So a speedster ran through her.
And like it pans down, and
And she
he's still
exploded.
holding like up to her elbows on both hands.
Yeah. And so the theory is that these guys band together because the superheroes, like what happens when they have all that power and all this
All
fame
the
and they
collateral
stop
damage.
caring about like normal citizens?
Yeah.
It's like what happens and why are these villains created? It's because nobody's keeping the heroes in check. It's like the collateral damage. And there are like support groups for collateral damage and it's fucking crazy.
And it has
But-
Carl Urban in it, so I'm fucking down.
Oh yeah, Carl Urban is fucking great.
Yeah.
But Naru, I don't know if you caught this because by the end he starts to catch
Hey,
it.
we're spoiling it for me and Tank.
No.
I
We
was
just
about
told
to
you
say, like-
literally the first
I don't
one.
know what you're about to say is what I'm saying.
No. So Carl Urban is Australian, and he's
Really?
playing a British guy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's playing a British guy, but his Australian accent still comes out in like the first 3 episodes. And I was like,
I mean,
is he
there's
supposed
enough
to be British
similarity
or
that it's easy for
Australian?
it to leak out, right?
that might bug me because there's nothing. The movie
It's
The
not-
Circle.
Don't worry about it. It's not obvious.
Okay, because did you guys ever see the movie The Circle with Emma Watson and
No, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. So she tries to do an American accent, except it's terrible. Like she slips into like the British slips out constantly, and it drives me insane. Amongst all the other reasons that movie was kind of garbage, but yeah.
Charlie Hunnam, when he tries to do an American accent, the only one he has is like a deep Southern accent, and his Sons of Anarchy, he's from like Los Angeles.
Oh, really?
But anyway, talking about that in the show, every superhero from the show is what the fuck? Every superhero from the show is like basically just a cliche or a trope of a superhero. Yeah, baby. Yeah, Brandon, no, drink it like you're supposed to.
No, because I don't want to spill it.
Dude, drink it like you're supposed to.
No, I'm in the house. I'm
You
inside.
gotta show them how to hook it, loop it, and swoop it.
What?
I'm inside.
Bro, you gotta loop it and swoop it.
I have no idea.
I bet Alex would. Brandon, you're the B class character on this show. Alex is A class. Alex would do it. Anyway, so every character, every soup on the show is like this cliche super. Like seriously, there's a woman who looks just like Wonder Woman. Like straight up, it's Wonder Woman.
I think the character.
Like I'm just saying, like, so that kind of leads me into this week's topic is like, do you guys know of any cliches or what are you tired of seeing? And then what do you not mind?
So I guess my first one.
Not mind.
The first one, and I'm kind of on the fence about. It's
Of
been a
course,
while.
Tank is getting back on the fence.
It's been a while.
Why don't you?
It's been a while.
Put that on the shirt. Dragon Con exclusive. I'm on the fence.
Yeah. Tank gets one Dragon Con exclusive. I'm on the fence.
That's
On the
great.
left side, it just literally has a fence post.
Dude.
Like,
You guys
like
want a
a
Dragon Con
defense
exclusive?
line,
Let us know.
Tank's fence instead of defense.
Tank's fence?
I'll fucking bring a fence for you.
That's great.
Oh, dude, I'm bringing props.
He's gonna run to Home Depot as soon as he gets off the
If you
plane.
come to any live show, come to the Dragon Con show because I'm bringing props, bitch.
Bring the props, bitch.
Um,
Okay.
But yeah, so
You're on the fence.
it's Marvel's the way Marvel treats villains now, because the way with the exception of Thanos and Loki, all of the Marvel villains.
And Killmonger.
No, not hang on, because the villain. I mean, Killmonger is kind of in the middle, but he's still only last one movie. But the fact that they're not really. Kevin Feige explains it that the villains in Marvel movies are there to tell the superhero's story. They're not there to do their own story. So that's why I'm on the fence, because like I get why they do it, but I would love more in-depth Marvel villains, i.e. Doctor Doom would be a fucking incredible villain to be the next Thanos. Like, let's bring him and start spanning him across, 10 years worth of movies and have him just start fucking shit up, and people and like that's have to be, And so I want to see more, like, thought out, really fleshed out villains, because even
So you hate the cliche in Marvel movies of villains not having a real
yeah,
plot.
like they're there the one and done, right? I mean,
Basically,
the
the
one
movie version of
Magneto.
the Monster of the Week.
or Magneto would be another good one.
Well, like even in the most recent films, Magneto's like fucking tight.
Yeah,
Like he is the hero of those fucking movies. He's my favorite one.
yeah, no, for sure.
Just because he's your favorite, don't mean he's the hero.
So you get like the Mandarin slash.
Magneto is my president.
Wow. We just went there.
Yeah. Whiplash, Red Skull. Thor didn't even really have any.
Yeah,
villains.
Red Skull should have had a way better story.
Right, you see what I'm
but-
saying? It's like they've taken some of like these really. Do what?
He was in that. He was guarding that whatever soul stone, right?
Yeah, like a bitch. And they didn't even tell us why
His
he's
story.
He's just there.
There again.
Right. Yeah.
They didn't even tell us why. He's
Like,
just there.
Even like I know Ultron is kind of big in the comics, and he comes back
Yeah.
a lot, and then it was a one-time thing. So like,
as far as you know, and that's the thing.
and that's
'Cause
fine.
Take for example, Red Skull. We thought he was one and done. Then he's back, but now he's even back in the way that he could still be back further down the road. One, two. Ultron, as you and I know him, like you said, he's always back and he's never really gone.
But
so you can bet your money he's probably going to show up again at some point.
But then you get Killmonger was your example. Now he was a better villain than some of the others, but one and done. Like he's not coming.
I didn't know what direction you were going.
Right. I know, but that's what I'm saying. He is kind of in between because they did a better job with him than like the Whiplash character in Iron Man 2, 3, 2.
Whichever terrible Iron Man movie it was.
Anyways, or even the Obadiah character in Iron Man 1.
2.
You at least know like Killmonger's like background of like why he's doing shit and like understand his point of view. I think that's more of like understand their point of view of why they're doing stuff. They always give like some small like whatever abstract of this is why I'm trying to take over the world, or this is why I'm gonna blow these people up. But it's like you don't really. It's like, okay, that doesn't make any fucking sense half the time.
I'll tell you this much:
they don't sell the story. Like with Killmonger, it was like some people.
It's like, I get it. This makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
They don't sell the story because that would be like Thanos' story was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And we all were like, damn, this guy's fucking crazy. But
I was kind of like
his minions, right? Like they never told why they joined up with him.
His children or whatever.
Yeah.
You know something funny? The weakest part of Killmonger for me ties into one of the tropes I don't particularly like. And that is the fact that almost every villain, for some reason, seems to have some connection to the hero's creation, origin, oh, he really killed my parents years ago. You only find out in this sequence or stuff. And I'm like, that to me is like, it's unnecessary. For example, with Killmonger, he would have had he had a powerful storyline, powerful arc, but they still make it that it's his dad was the brother of he could have just been the child of some person who was sent on a mission. It didn't have to be Black Panther's cousin. Look at Thanos. No one has a connection to Thanos, and he's one of the best villains ever. So there's no need to do that thing where there's some connection between the good guy and the bad guy.
Gamora has a connection to Thanos.
Well, Gamora and Nebula, yeah.
That's a nebulous connection, too.
So
but I'm talking about in terms of the hero, the overall hero, the person who takes them down. So Iron Man has no real connection to Thanos. The Avengers as a whole have no real connection to Thanos in terms of their origin. He's involved. He's been pulling the strings, but it's not like, oh, it turns out Thanos was involved in Iron Man's, birth, or something.
Yeah, another cool, like the opposite, like a good version of it that I liked, where they were like connected, was like at the beginning, Joker and Batman weren't really connected. Joker was just like this crazy person, and Batman was just trying to take him down. But then the Jason Todd like storyline, it was like, Joker killed him. But he actually like killed it, like, kidnapped his mom and pretended like she was dead, and it like tied in. And then in the newer ones, it was like he actually planted Jason Todd to get Batman to pick him up and stuff. So it's like kind of, I liked it in that instance, but I can see where it's like they try to make too many connections where
it becomes like a soap opera.
Well, Thanos, you could say the same was for Thanos and Iron Man. Like,
how so?
He erased half of the world. At the time, Iron Man really had a problem and took him out. At that time, now their fates are intertwined.
What?
Like Batman and Joker.
It's the what brought them together later. Like the good trope, the Brandon's trope, not your trope.
Yeah. Like why they're like more connected later. But it doesn't have to, like, they can tie. So what I'm saying is, like, to get rid of that trope, Nuru, would be like they can tie these characters together more significantly later in the story and not be their origin of like, oh, way back in the day, like, your
mother's brother's cousin
or something.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't have to be that connected. They can do it in a good way, like the Jason Todd story where it's way later and it like does have some weird planning and stuff, but like it's done well and not overdone.
Yep.
Okay.
But like the like I didn't like the Killmonger. Like the tie-in, it was too much.
The thing I hate most, and it's terrible because I love Captain America so much, I hate the fucking Boy Scout. Like I'm tired of it. I'm tired of Captain America, Superman, fucking all of these.
Just anybody wearing red, white, and blue, like
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like fuck that. No. But I'm tired of it because it's the same. Like, okay, so there was Superman, right, and the Captain America, but now it's like every single, like any comic book, they have that character. Like there is that character. It's
Really? Name 17 more.
17 more. Fucking.
I can name 17 more
Supreme,
comic books.
Fucking Prime. Fucking Shazam is basically the same fucking thing in the DC universe.
No, he's not.
Fucking.
He's a kid.
Like, give me any fucking comic book. Like,
just so we're clear, you're saying every comic book has a good guy.
No, they have.
That's what
fucking,
you just...
No, they have a fucking Boy Scout. Like, not just the good guy, but the good guy who stands for America, who stands for
lawful good character.
I disagree with that, honestly, because
but the
there's Captain America, there's there's Superman. There's almost no two others just like.
Are you
those.
fucking kidding me? Braxton Cosby's book, the one main dude was supposed to be just like.
Not to diss Braxton, but
no. But I'm saying in the fucking show we just watched, in The Boys, fucking Overwatch or whatever his name is, fucking.
You're picking on the
no.
That movie is illustrating
that movie is about tropes, but I'm saying there are those everywhere. Yeah. And then
I would disagree with everywhere, but hey,
I mean, pick a comic book producer, look up their Supes,
X-Men,
look at it.
Huh? Yes, Cyclops.
Cyclops used to be a fucking Boy Scout. Now in the comics,
sideswept Cyclops.
Yeah. In the comics, they've changed
Homelander.
that. Huh?
In The Boys, the Homelander.
Yeah, Homelander.
The Homelander is not. I mean, clearly.
No. At the beginning, the character he is based off of.
It doesn't count if he's a mockery of the same thing you're talking about.
No, right. Dude. Like, I get the boys is making fun of it, but the reason that they're making fun of it
is because it's everywhere.
Because everyone fucking does it.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has one. So
you're not gonna make fun of it.
What I hate about it is that everyone has one, and they're not coming up with these original. So my thing was, like Brandon was saying, the Jason Todd thing. Mine would be like Guardians of the Galaxy, because they're heroes.
Neutral good.
They're neutral, but it's like they're that new,
almost chaotic.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and like, even Daredevil, right? The Netflix series Daredevil. He was dark, but he was kind of a fucking Boy Scout. Like, oh well, we can't cross that line. The Punisher, on the other hand, can cross that line.
How the hell is Daredevil a Boy Scout?
Because he's lawful good. He doesn't want to.
He beats the shit out of people all day long.
It's so loud, but that doesn't mean I'm killing motherfuckers.
Only bad guys.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys have a twisted idea of what is a Boy Scout.
Daredevil's not killing them. The Punisher is killing them.
Yeah.
Daredevil tries to stop the Punisher from killing them.
Here's the thing, though. You guys are a product of the anti-hero wave of comic books that really hit in the 90s. The whole.
What are you talking about?
Seriously, because
I've read comics that date back to the fucking 50s, man. I just read them. But the stories are all the same, and I'm glad that they're changing.
But
what I'm tired of.
Let me ask you a question, though.
People following in this, we have to have one because DC and Marvel have one, so we have to have one.
I just think that if you're going to build teams, you typically have to pick certain people. So to pick one, if you say, for example, why does a team have to have each of these tropes? I would agree with you. But to pick one of them out and say, because every team has a bad boy, every team has a Boy Scout, every team has a sexy babe, every team has a sidekick of sorts, usually. So there's things that always, you kind of throw those in. So I'm like, why would you pick that one?
Is the Boy Scout's the most annoying one?
The Boy Scout is annoying to me.
I think that's his problem. His problem is that it annoys me.
Not that it's Batman.
That's what the whole thing is.
Everyone wants a Batman.
That's what this whole section is what are we as individuals tired of? And for Jason, it's the Boy Scouts, the most annoying one of the tropes. So that's
all right, in that case, I'm going to go the other route. I'm really tired of all these bad boys in every single comic book. I mean, Wolverine, damn it.
Name 17 others.
Look on Jason's wall. He has Venom back there, dude. That's a good version of, just kill shit. Like,
no, but look, it's balanced out, right? Like I've got the anti-hero, the Boy Scout, and then
Baba Yaga.
Like,
Baba
I mean,
Yaga.
I love Nightwing. I love Captain America. I love that shit, right? But for me, seeing it, I've seen too many of them. Stop showing me new ones. Like, I have all that I want.
Yeah, I guess and like kind of tying into the same thing is what I'm kind of tired about, but it doesn't really have to do with their alignment necessarily. I'm super tired of the like super masculine main characters, which they are getting away from. So that's why I'm like super excited about like the future, because like if even like what is that, the Harry Potter thing? We talked about it on one of the shows.
Fantastic Beast.
Yeah, it's a great example of like a main character that's not this like
good at everything or super big, swole.
Yeah, like by the books, what a man is like supposed to be or whatever. I think it's really cool to like kind of redefine that of like, you don't have to look like you're 300 pounds of muscle and like can't fucking hear because your muscles are covering your ears. And you gotta walk sideways through walls and like through walls. Through doors.
Travis.
I'm about to say, damn, why isn't Travis here tonight?
But like, I am kind of tired of that. But that's always, I've always been tired of that, and Jason knows that. That's why I always gravitate to characters like Spider-Man and stuff like that are like the more lean, like sporty type of
different character.
Yeah, because it was almost like everybody looked the same except like, oh, this guy has a mustache, this guy doesn't. Superman has glasses and Batman doesn't. Like it was like they all looked almost like very similar, like just the strongest fucking jaws. And then when Jason and I had to draw comics with Stan Lee, like way back in the day, and like just how and that was kind of why I gravitated more towards drawing anime from very young, because like that whole like we had a book and like a video, like a VHS thing,
and it draws like upside down triangle is your
the body was a triangle. It had a huge jaw. Yeah. It had like everything like
Dragon Ball Z character.
Yeah, and I
these comic book characters would basically put Dragon Ball Z characters in their shadows.
Yeah, they were even like if you look at the like Tank was talking about it because he's been doing that pub draw stuff. Yeah. Like the how many heads tall the person should be and how many wide they should be. It was way like they were just fucking massive. Basically, like
X-Men shirt,
but they look huge.
That X-Men shirt, I love it because that is straight 90s art. Like that is X-Men in the 90s. Cyclops is supposed to be like the leader. Like and
he was like lean.
Yeah, there is no reason for Cyclops to be jacked.
Yeah, he looks like he's like
powers are like
you shoot laser beams. Why?
Oh, it gets even worse. Like when they have the training montages where a person's trying to get all ripped. I'm like, why? Like if your power does not depend on your muscles. So
yeah. So like that's the one thing that
think?
That's the one thing that I'm like kind of stoked on is just to not see the main character being this. Oh, I have to save the girl because that's my duty and blah blah blah. Like, why don't you just save her because it's the right fucking thing to do? Like, I don't know. Like,
so basically,
it's a fucking human and you need to save them from dying because that's like a good thing to do. You don't have to like be in love with the person or all this stuff that usually they tie into the main character.
Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, like, and the Fantastic Beasts do a great job at that of like showing how close these characters can really be. And there is a love interest, but it's like very different. Like very, very, anybody who's seen that movie knows that like,
she's a better fighter than him.
Exactly. It's like, it's very different, but you're still able to get those emotions. And I feel like it can, like in the 90s when is like a time, I guess, of when they were like super huge and everything. Everybody wanted something that they weren't to read about, right? It's like, oh, this person's way better than me, so I'm going to read about their story type thing. Like, oh, this person's huge. I also want to be huge, so I'm going to read about this or whatever. They were reading things that they thought were more of like the pinnacle of of whatever. Now I think it's gotten more towards people are reading more stories that they relate to. So like having characters that are more realistic, more people can relate to that type of stuff where like I could never relate to fucking, Cyclops. Like I loved the anti-heroes. They did stuff a different way and everything. And that's probably part of why I liked anti-heroes more. Or like Robin.
Secret? I actually hate the new Cyclops because I always related to the old Cyclops growing up.
You hate the kid Cyclops?
I hate the new.
Yeah, they killed him off.
No, not the movie. I'm talking like in the comic books.
No. In the comics, they killed him off after Age of Phoenix. And now the kid one is around.
You got to slow down and let me finish the point.
You said the new one. I said
I hate the new iteration of Cyclops.
You want to kill children?
They turn him into this big douchebag, because they try to. There's a thing they do in comics as well, which is where they try to reinvent a character by turning them into the opposite of what they used to be. And it sometimes works, like giving Venom purpose, making him a soldier. That was really cool.
Superman flipped.
At one point, they kind of, but not necessarily. I mean,
I think Cyclops
used to be the guy who felt responsibility. Like, we got to do this. We have to do this. So he tries to wrangle everybody in. You got all these powers and people and mentalities. Let's get the job done, people. Come on, team. That's team captain. And I used to feel that way as with my younger siblings, my brother, my sister, or family friends. I used to feel like the guy who had to get everybody in line so we wouldn't get in trouble, so we get stuff done. And I can relate to that. But eventually they start turning him into this guy that I can't even see what is wrong with this dude, So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with him now. I can't lie. So it's interesting that you can relate to him for the very reason I could.
Oh, no, I can't relate to him. I don't know anything about I don't read comic books. I thought everybody who watches this show knows Tank and I don't fucking read comic books. But I was just saying, I never related to the old Cyclops. Not saying that I do relate to the new Cyclops. I'm just saying that I never related to him really. I
agree. I'm saying you couldn't relate to him for the reasons I could.
Oh,
that's why there's so many, right?
Yeah, Jason related to Cyclops at a young age too, because he was he was my older brother, so he was that similar role that you had, where he was like, "Yeah, we need to do this because like our parents are going to get home and then they're going to realize that we like set the kitchen on fire, so we need to clean the kitchen."
Once.
Well, but regardless, like that's probably why you related more to him, where I didn't at all. I related more to the other characters that weren't necessarily this like Macho Man Randy Savage type.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, but it's funny that you say, like back in the 90s, all the characters were massive and like it led to people.
Well, even Spider-Man, dude. Do you remember the Spider-Man cartoon?
Yeah.
Huge.
Well, because our guest who isn't on tonight, he actually talked about it when we first brought him on, and he said that was like one of the main reasons he started working out is because he saw all these comic book guys and they were in great shape. And, and I kind of played to that a little bit because of the whole Captain America thing, like I saw this guy, he had purpose. He was this is what you're supposed to be. Like he's the Boy Scout. So when I was young, I was like, this is what you're supposed to be. And then I was like, oh fuck, everything's fucked up. Definitely shouldn't have done that shit.
The older you get, the more you understand Punisher.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, man. I thought I was Captain America. I'm really fucking Frank Castle.
Definitely Frank Castle.
And that's
one of the things I like about the movies these days is the fact that if you notice, like Marvel, one of the areas they've succeeded is taking these very tropes and either flipping them or making them so obvious that this is what they're doing. Like Spider-Man and his buddy. Hey, I need an armchair guy. I need a guy who's gonna be in an armchair.
Yeah.
Every movie has that guy who's keeping track of the radio, and they take that and they play it for laughs, and it works.
Yeah.
Because they're like, it's both wish fulfillment, it's fan service, but they're very clever about how they take some of these tropes and turn them into stuff that you and I can relate to, enjoy, and laugh at, and just have a good time with it. So on the one hand, there is that, right?
Well, I mean, that's that's a whole line of comedy, right? Like finding stuff. Like,
are there any tropes that we like to see?
Ooh, I like a lot of subversions. That's kind of funny because that's not really a trope. You're subverting, like Iron Man coming out to basically say, I am Iron Man. Boom. Like, that makes life a lot easier. Okay, everybody knows who he is. Now let's deal with this. Don't tell me people could not possibly guess that the richest person in the country is that guy.
Like we don't speak of the Green Lantern movie, but the one line where she's like, "You think I don't know who you are because I don't see your cheekbones? I've seen you naked." It's like, obviously everyone else is gonna know.
I love that line because it makes no sense. I was arguing with some guys today about you remember the new Superman cartoon, Justice League War?
Yes.
In Justice League War, Batman and Superman go at it. Superman beats the shit out of it. It basically shows that there's no way Batman can take him out.
Yeah.
And at some point, he looks under his mask and says, Bruce Wayne. And Green Lantern standing next to him goes, who's Bruce Wayne? I'm like, please, just stop. There's no way you could, like, say, Bill Gates. Who's Bill Gates? Yeah. Really? There's no way you've never heard that name.
Yeah.
I think one of the tropes that are very popular right now that I'm okay with, strong female characters.
Yes.
Like, you didn't see a lot of it prior to Wonder Woman, but now
it's everywhere.
Let's try and come up with a strong female character. Yeah.
Well,
let's do that.
And to tack on to that, one thing is, I think I didn't read the whole article and I haven't kept up with Supergirl, but they put her in pants. She's not in the skirt anymore on the CW show. And
which makes more sense.
And right, as
like,
kind
all
of
this
tacking
time,
on
like,
to,
why the hell is she in a skirt? It makes no sense whatsoever.
So I'm down. Like, freaking,
strong
Kryptonian battle suit.
Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Freaking Amber Heard as Mira. She freaking wrecked shop in that movie too.
True.
And I mean, and a lot of people don't like Brie Larson, but
Brie Larson's the shit. I like Brie Larson.
Yeah.
No, a lot of people don't like her, but that's not here nor there because Captain Marvel, when my kids walk through the store, they know who Captain Marvel is.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, the whole female scene in Endgame was one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Valkyrie. It was just a whole bunch of badass women. Like,
did you not like Valkyrie in Thor Ragnarok?
Huh?
Valkyrie.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, strong female roles.
Yeah.
I'm good with it. Like, it's a new thing, and everyone's trying to get, like, their strong female, but I'm okay with that.
Until somebody messes it up for the rest of us.
Well, no, once it's played out, like the fucking Boy Scout, then we'll be like, damn, why do we have so many Girl Scouts? Fuck this. Where's the Boy Scout?
Then we're gonna need some bad girls.
Then you get Power Girl.
Man. Where's the Batwoman versions? Like, let's get that shit in here.
Which,
I mean, Valkyrie was interesting because she was strong, but she was also very different.
She's also supposed to be okay. So, all right.
Halle Berry was the Batman version in the movie.
Catwoman, meow.
Here is the trope that I don't like what people make out of the trope, but usually they put it in for the right reasons. Is you have to have it's not that you have to have. You make a big deal of having a gay character, a lesbian character, or whatever. Have them. They deserve to be there, but don't make this whole, we have a gay character now. Cool.
My
favorite.
My favorite.
Because they're saying Valkyrie's going to be like the first, LGBTQ, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my point is that's not a trope. It's just news.
But no. He's saying the trope of like, they make it a big thing. Like,
right.
No.
Again, there isn't a single superhero movie where that's been done, where they're making it a big thing.
Well, like I said, people. Okay, fine. Maybe I'm more mad at people, but about that make the big deal about it. But either way, what were you saying, Jason?
Agreed.
The best thing I've seen of that, Star Trek.
Yeah.
What was it? Star Trek 2?
Sulu or whatever. He just
it was 2.
The new one.
Sulu. Your husband or whatever.
Sorry, I went to classic Star Trek. I was like, what?
Clue.
Yes.
You had no clue. And then he just walks up, kisses his husband,
and then they move on.
Talks to his kid, and then gets on the ship, and that's it.
They did that for George Takei because the original character wasn't gay, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
But still, like, that character is gay, but they weren't like, Sulu's gay. Like, he's they didn't do any of that. It was very like
They did actually make a lot of fuss about it back then.
What? I don't.
It was on Twitter.
People blew up about it, but no one blew up before, saying like, "Oh no, Sulu's gay. That's why this movie is good." we're gonna have a gay character.
Blow it up.
Right. They didn't say we're going to have. Like just what you're saying right now. Oh, Valkyrie was announced to be the first LGBTQ. No, they didn't say any of that about Sulu. It was in the movie, and then everyone was happy about it.
Yeah.
Because it was just there. Like, just showed up.
All right,
They
cool.
didn't announce it. It was just there.
Or like Mulan when they're just like, retcon Mulan's gay. It's like, what?
Really?
She did the whole thing for
She wasn't gay, was she? They called her something.
bisexual or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
but it
missed
is
that
official.
headline.
She is the
It was
first.
something. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
something. I don't remember what it was.
No,
But it
man,
was like,
because,
it was not.
I heard about the Sulu thing before the movie came out. They were talking about it online. I guess it just didn't pop up where you guys spent time on social media. But in the same way, because now the MCU is so big now, it's no longer as quiet as it used to be. Everything they
Star
do.
Trek is big. I mean,
Star Trek is nowhere near
Trekkies
as big.
long before there were ever Marvel fans.
No, I'm talking on social media. Social media buzz about Star Trek is never as big
Dude,
as
social media has always been a buzz with Star Trek. You're just in the
the
wrong.
MCU has pretty much created the kind of stuff we do.
Literally, you're wearing a shirt from Guardians of the Galaxy, so you can't tell me that you know all of the Star Trek stuff.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You
I'm just
are a
saying-
Marvel fan, and I get it. There's a huge thing. What's up, Tank?
Star Trek.
Yeah,
Star Trek posters.
I'm just saying. If it
Alright,
comes
cool.
to Trek stuff, I would trust Tank because
And
this
Tank,
kid
you
drags
literally
us
never heard
to
about
the
Sulu
panels.
before the scene?
No. So I may have heard some I may have heard some like little like rumors about it, but they didn't. Even the media didn't make a big deal about it. Like the producers,
Agreed.
because obviously somebody must have told somebody that about Valkyrie, and like that, and somebody on the inside had to tell somebody on the outside about Valkyrie's persuasions or whatever. It was that I don't feel like that was never done to that degree with Star Trek.
I mean, I'm in line to agree with you on this. It's just I always look at like social media and life is incremental. People make more noise about stuff now that they didn't make noise about 4 years ago and 4 years before that.
Well, it's just the
So-
difference in platforms, right?
I'll
Yeah.
give you that.
We
I'll give you that.
I guess-
People are more vocal now.
And I guess you can help me. There was a gay Inhuman in Shield, an Agents of Shield. There was a secret warrior team.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I agree. TV's. I mean, because TV has the same tropes. That's why I brought up putting pants on Supergirl. Like I'm all for the female empowerment. Let's get some badass females because let's be honest, I'm married and I would be like 400 pounds of slob still, and I would never leave this basement if it wasn't for my wife. So
True.
like I'm all for giving, and I mean I don't have any daughters, but I know like Jason does, and I know Naru, you have a daughter, so like let's give them somebody that's nothing wrong with My Little Pony, but like look at Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon's a pretty powerful female character. Let's get more of those kind of characters out there. I'm all for it. So
Yeah, to me it's so my daughters want to go to Dragon Con, right? They want to see the parade. They want to do this.
Yep.
But before strong female characters, I mean, let's be honest, comic book shops were a boys' club,
yeah,
and for stinky dudes in sweatpants. So, I mean, to wrap it up,
Captain
we all have
Sweatpants.
tropes that we like. We all have tropes that we don't like. Actually, I don't think Brandon has any that he likes.
I got a dumb one I like, which is kind of
that,
dumb, which is the power stopping of any vehicle that's moving. Every superhero movie seems to need to have either somebody stands in front of a truck, a train, or some
Oh boy, when he like
and
punches.
it crashes into them, right? Yeah.
Okay, short one that I'm okay with. Superhero landings. I get giddy every time I
Thank
see
you.
one. I'm
Thank
good with
you.
it. I'm cool.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
good. So
I don't have any of those that I'm good with.
Are you serious?
especially Ryan Reynolds being like superhero landing, dude, so good. I love it.
You can hop on any of ours for real.
No, I don't like superhero landings.
Oh, dude.
Like in The Boys where they went through, I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like hers was cool because she ended up inside the vehicle.
Yeah.
But it was almost like she was making fun of it. Like they're totally making fun of all
Everything's amped up.
movies. Yeah. But I was like, okay, that actually makes sense. Like she went through now she's in the vehicle. Like that makes sense to jump in front of it. But just to jump in front of it to stop it, like, come on. There's other ways to fucking stop it.
It's one of those like if I say all the time, if I believed in guilty pleasures, like that would be the one. Like, got it. I know, like it's kind of dumb and it's kind of over the top, but I love it anyways. So
I mean, The Boys is good because they kind of flip a lot of that stuff. I told you about the one they did with the plane. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Oh, I got one. I love it when they actually kill a main character.
Hey.
They do. That's like very common now. They're like killing off main characters all over.
Oh yeah, after Game of Thrones,
Well, like look at Killmonger. Like that's kind of because they brought most of those back. But even Killmonger, like they could have done a lot with Killmonger. You know, and I get pissed because they killed him. But the fact that they did kill this character that really could have got some traction underneath him. So
yeah, I'm talking about like legitimately just killing off characters. I'm in for it.
Ned Stark style, like cut his fucking head off, put it on a spike.
Tony Stark style, cut his fucking head off.
Oh, them Starks.
Stark's head off.
All the Starks to fucking kill us all.
All right, guys. So we ran a little bit about tropes and shit like that. Be sure to check us out next week. We are going to have a special guest on.
What?
Maybe you haven't, but hey, until then, Tank, tell them where to find you.
Yeah, you guys can find me all over the internet at The Caped Critic. Make sure you check us out at Dragon Con. This year we are Saturday night, 10:30? 10:30. It's going to be down with all the other multimedia track stuff.
We're down in our mother's basement with all the other nerds. Okay, it's going to be stinky. It's going to be sweaty. It's going to smell like balls.
It's going to be a blast.
Whatever. Bring your sleeping bag. Let's fucking do it.
And a beer. So, yeah, make sure you come check us out because the live show is a little bit different than what we do on this, so it's a lot of fun.
Do they have to sneak in alcohol to the event?
We do at every show.
I know we do, but I'm saying do they? Like, do we need to tell them?
I don't think they do. I think if you're in the audience, you can definitely drink.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because there was the dude who was plastered at Dragon Con last year.
Pineapple
Guy. He was hammered.
Pineapples.
Because the hotel is selling it. Like, the bar in the hotel sells it all the time.
Okay.
So, yeah, you guys can bring your drinks. We're behind the mics, so they don't want us to drink, but
we do anyways.
You don't tell, we don't tell. Don't ask, don't tell. All right, Rue, tell them where to find you, dude.
Yeah, you can all find me on Twitter and Instagram at TheNerdsFromWork. Yep, we are going to be in our mother's basements at Dragon Con. Our mother is the mother of dragons, then. Isn't that what that means? I mean,
ooh, Khaleesi's basement.
Khaleesi, baby.
Hey, you guys can find me at Houdini0333 on the old tweet machine and Instagram. You guys have already heard it. We're going to be there in the basement. Hey, if you guys see us at Dragon Con, come up, take a picture with us, hang out, ask us questions. Just don't kick Brandon in the butt, please. Like, that happens more often than you would think. Like, it's weird.
I'm real fast.
You should really take the sign off his back, but that's okay.
I leave it for
I got spare signs, don't worry about it.
All right, Brandon, tell them where to find you, dude.
All right. So, that's all.
You can't even say this one without laughing. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I'm prepped. Come on, let's go.
Everybody has their weird kink. Might be for you, might not. Everybody likes to eat. That's how you stay alive. Sometimes people mix food with sex. Some people like really hot foods. So you can find me on Hot Sauce Passions. Like a Bear Day sauce off of different weird parts of people's bodies. At B Miller 425.
Bear Day sauce is the green shit.
The more he talked, the more I liked this one. Like, the site by itself was like, okay, that's kind of funny. The way you prepped that was even better.
You know, they're eating hot sauce off each other?
Kurt asked if you were having a stroke.
I love hot sauce. Hot sauce.
I mean, you got all kinds of groups in there. The habanero, the hot sauce lover.
The hot sauce lover.
Bear Day is my shit. So.
Bear Day is my...
Oh god, it's so good.
I had it for lunch actually today.
Yeah, but did you have lunch with somebody off Hot Sauce Lovers?
No. Maybe.
A picture of a girl with hot sauce with a pepper in her teeth.
Wow, that's Brandon's profile picture, actually.
That's me.
Yeah.
So fast. How is that possible?
Man, so
I was really trying to go
number one, dude.
I was really trying to go for a spicy Mona Lisa.
Oh my
Catfish
god.
is always better with hot sauce.
That's so
Dude,
funny.
you know it. Catfish is always better with hot sauce. Hey, you guys can find all of us at TheNerdsFromWork.com. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Nerds From Work.
There you go.
And you can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, or anywhere else you find your podcasts at The Nerds From Work. Hey, guys, it's been a blast. And from all of us here at the workplace, peace.